Hello everybody, it's Annie from Annie C's Creations, and I'm back today with another 3D collab with Lesley Bromfield. This is a 12-month collab, and this month our theme was flowers. So this is what I came up with. I came up with a hot air balloon. And I used the Willow Lane Maggie Holmes paper that I had in stash, along with some Jen Hatfield paper, and also some ephemera from her. And also I used American Craft The Avenue ephemera. I just used that to fill in. I'm trying to use some of the stuff that I have in my stash and not purchase nothing new for this. So I did use what I had in my stash. I used some twine, some punches. The punches that I used was these flowers right here from In Love Arts to make the flowers that I'm going to show you that are on here. I used some pastel beads from the Dollar Tree. They were the big beads. I used some twine on here to make the bows. I used some lace from Hobby Lobby. So if there's anything you want to know more about, just send me a message and I'll be glad to answer it. But I'm going to get started. And the tutorial came from Emilia Sieradzan. I know I'm butchering her name. I will put the link below. This is her pattern of the 3D balloon, and I used it to create this. So her tutorial is on her page, and I will have the link so that you can find it. So first of all, look at how pretty this is. I am just in love with the way this came out. I used a lot of trim, some paper. I stitched on it. You can see here on the balloon. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Right here where I stitched with the gold on the blue right here. Let's see if I can get it to come up right here. I stitched all around each piece before I put it together, and then I glued it together, and I added this trim going down the seams. And the trim that I purchased for this right here, well, it's not, I didn't purchase for this. I had it in my stash. I'm trying to use my stash, like I said. So I added the trim going down here on the seams to give it some more, decoration and a finished look. So each one of those, I added that. And then I took the balloon after I did that, and I set it in with these 4 sticks. And she shows how to do that. She used some skewers. I have these in my stash that I have not used. I picked these up from, I believe these came from, not the Dollar Tree, but Walmart. And I have not used them. And I opened the pack and I used 4 of them. I painted them. But after I painted those while they dried, I took some lace right here, and I went around the bottom of the balloon to finish off the bottom part of the balloon. Then I made this box right here, and what I did was just made it out of some white cardstock, and then I placed the 4 skewers in here and taped them and tacked them with a little hot glue. And then I set my balloon on the top and made sure it was centered. And then I added some hot glue to each wooden dowel that I had to make sure that it was going to hold the hot air balloon straight and so that it wouldn't be crooked. And she does show you how to do all that on the tutorial. But after I did that, I decided to put some trim around the bottom here, which I used, and this was from Hobby Lobby too. This was all from my stash, and I put that around there, and it hid the glue from where the sticks were going to hold the balloon up. So that decorated it, and then I made 4 twine bows and put them there, which also hid that. And it just looks so adorable the way that came out. And on the top part, I added right here, I added the same trim you can see all the way around. Then I took 3 pieces of the twine that I used, and this twine that I have is from, it's called twine. It's May Arts twine. It had 400 yards on here, a lot. And it's just now, look, I still got a lot on here. I don't know how much, but I still got quite a bit on here, and I've had it for years. And I just made a bunch of bows and put those bows on there. I looped them and then tied a knot on it, tied it, and then did that. And from each one right here where I did this, I used 3 strands, and I added one of these large beads. They're like the pony beads, and they're pastel. So they go with the paper. There's a light blue, a pink, a light like mint green, and a lilac, and I just kind of alternated them on there. And then I put the bow on each one of these to hide, to decorate up here on the bow, around the balloon. On the top piece, I added, just to hold where the center was, where these all came together, I just cut out some punches that I had, and then one of these little flowers that I made for the decoration, I just added that on the top, so it just looks like that, just to give it a little bit of a finished look. And then I added some glue to the inside down here to make sure that it would be sturdy after that, and remove the tape. And on the box, I cut some sections out and just put those on here from the paper. And this was Jen Hatfield's paper. And then I added some of this trim that I had. This trim is also from Hobby Lobby. I believe it's from Hobby Lobby. Let me look. I have some of this left. This might have been from Walmart or Hobby Lobby. I'm not quite sure, but it's really cute. I still have quite a bit of it left. Hadn't even used any before I put it on this balloon. So I put that on the bottom of the box just to decorate it. And then on the top, I added some of this tiny, tiny pom-poms that I had. Then I created these little bags. I took a die or anything, and I just put a circle on a piece of, it wasn't this, I think I used, no, this one was too big. I can't remember what I used now. It might have been one of these rolls. And I just drew around the canvas, and I cut 4 of them out, and I added a little tiny bead inside, and then I tied it with some of the twine that I had, that I showed you. And then I glued each one to the bag, and that's what they look like. There's another one right there. And I just love the way this came out. It came out so cute. And I could have filled this with goodies and sent it to somebody, but I'm not sure quite yet what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or send it to somebody. I just love the way it came out. Then on the top for the flowers, what I did was I cut out a bunch of flowers using that In Loves die that I showed you. And then I made these 3 flowers right here. And then I had another die. I don't know what I did with it. It was, I believe it was the Tim Holtz little dies that he has. And then they're just circle dies with little points on it. And then I just kind of closed those in, and it made 2 different sizes. I added some gold right here, glitter to my flowers to give it a little bit more, you know, to make it, I don't know what you want to call it, but so it would pop a little bit more. I added some of this ephemera that I was talking about from the, I used some of the Jen Hatfield's ephemera, and also American Craft, the Avenue. Some of this is right Jen Hatfield, and some of it is the American Craft. So I added those here and just did a lot of layering with it so that it would look like that. And I just love the way it came out. It just It's just so pretty. And then after I finished it, I just didn't like it being empty. So I turned around and I made some boxes. And I filled it like it has a bunch of gifts in it. And made some little bows with the twine. And I attached them right there. So there's my gifts. And I'm going to post some still pictures at the end of the video. But I had a lot of fun with this. And I look forward to posting in 2 weeks and showing you my next project. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll talk with everybody later. Stay tuned for pictures. Bye-bye.